I finally tried Apple's Vision Pro. After using it, I don't just think that Quest is the better value. I think that Quest is the better product, period.
Alrighty, Marky, if you're so confident the Meta Quest 3 is so much better, then I guess I'll have to find out for myself. And the only way to do that is to compare every single thing about the Meta Quest 3 and the Vision Pro to each other. And you can trust my opinion. I've been using VR for over 5 years. If you do end up liking the video, please leave a like, and if you want to, subscribe. It means a lot. So let's see if Mark was right, or if the Vision Pro is the better headset. First, let's talk about what you get from both headsets right out of the box. The Vision Pro comes with an official cleaning cloth, threaded cable, the headset of course, charging brick which is pretty surprising for Apple, an additional head strap, and of course the battery. Compared to the Meta Quest 3 that only comes with the headset, right and left controllers, a charging brick, and a USB-C. The design of the Meta Quest 3 is almost completely plastic except for the little 3 sensors on the front. Compared to this, almost the whole front of the Vision Pro is completely glass. With 2 different designs for the headsets, which one is more comfortable? On the Meta Quest 3, it comes with this head strap that is honestly really uncomfortable. It doesn't give any support, which starts making your head hurt after a while because how front heavy the headset is. Meta does however sell a $50 Elite strap, but it should honestly come with the headset. Unlike the Meta Quest 3, the Vision Pro comes with 2 different straps. One that's sorta like the one that comes on the Meta Quest, and their own threaded band that's super comfortable, which can easily be adjusted through a knob. I find both bands to be really comfortable, and oddly enough, the one that's copying the Meta Quest 3 I find even more comfortable, but both don't help with how front heavy the headset is. The Apple Vision Pro weighs about 22 ounces compared to the Meta Quest 3 that weighs 18 ounces. It's crazy how much heavier the Vision Pro is, even with the battery not even attached to it. And the worst part about it is the battery pack is 12 ounces. That's half the weight of the Vision Pro. But to be fair, the Meta Quest 3 is plastic and the Vision Pro is metal and glass, so take it as you will. When you actually put on both headsets, I find the Apple Vision Pro to be a lot more comfortable with the nicer face cover. Now that we have both headsets on, let's get them up from sleep mode. Firstly, when you start up the Meta Quest 3, it makes you make a boundary so you don't hit anything outside of your play zone. This is helpful so you don't break your monitor, vinyl collection, or your piano, just to name a few things that you would definitely have. The boundary is optional if you're not going into any games though. Meanwhile, the Vision Pro doesn't have a boundary at all. However, something does appear when you get too close to things. But 9 times out of 10, the alert shows up way too late. And without having the need to set up a boundary, you just get plopped right into the headset. So if you're in one of the virtual environments, don't be expecting to move a lot. Now let's look at the mixed reality. As you can see, the pass-through on both is absolutely amazing, but Apple's is definitely on top with a higher resolution due to the cameras that make it so much clearer to see out of. As you can see when I'm looking at my phone at both, the Apple Vision Pro is a lot clearer. Also, when we're looking at both UIs, I think Apple's is 10 times better. It's a lot cleaner, and when you switch from thing to thing, it looks so smooth. They also redid all the apps to make it fit the aesthetic of the Vision Pro more, and honestly I like it better than the normal ones. Meta's is definitely good, but nowhere near how good the Vision Pro's is. I mean, my best comparison is like the PS5's UI to the Xbox's. But that doesn't mean the Meta Quest 3 doesn't have a good pass-through. Overall, the pass-through is still really good. One weird thing I did see though is when you take off the headset on the Meta Quest 3, the room you were in seems a lot darker, and when you take off the Vision Pro, the room is a lot lighter. One thing that Apple is completely superior in is the virtual environment. I mean, there's something else, I'm gonna tell you what. I mean, the Meta ones are okay, there's a couple cool ones, nothing too much, but the Apple ones are completely insane. I mean, you can go from this totally lifelike version of the desert to the goddamn moon. Here, I'm gonna give you the next couple seconds to just experience this. Now, one big thing that the Vision Pro is completely lacking is controllers. The only controllers you have are your hands. That's it. But I wouldn't say it's a bad experience though. There are cameras all over this thing, so you can basically put your hands wherever you want except for behind your back, and you'll be able to be tracked still. And what's super cool about the hand tracking compared to the Quest 3 is that it actually just sees your hand instead of the 3D models that the Quest 3 uses. At times it can be a little finicky, but overall it's not bad at all. And honestly, the hand tracking is super good for productivity. The hand tracking is paired with the eye tracking, so it's super convenient just to pull tabs, make them bigger, whatever you want. You also have every app you have on an iPhone, so things like Notes, Safari, Mail, and one of my favorites is Keynote. If you've never used normal Keynote, it's basically like Google Slides. But what's cool about the VR version is you can actually feel like you're presenting it to a whole crowd of people. or just an office meeting. You can also run a bunch of tabs at once. It's honestly really cool. I mean, it's ridiculous how many tabs you can open. The most I've tried is like over 14, and it still works completely fine. A really cool thing that Apple added to these tabs is dynamic sound. For example, if I have a tab super far, I can hear an echo of it, but if it's super close, it's just very stereo. I haven't personally done it, but you can also hook up a MacBook and then put it into your virtual world, which is super cool because the only way you can do that through a MetaQuest is through an app called Virtual Desktop. But hand tracking can only go so far, especially with gaming. And I feel like for most people, when you're buying a VR headset, the experiences like games are one of the main reasons you get one. And again, don't get me wrong, the hand tracking is absolutely amazing, especially paired with the eye tracking, but not having controllers for a $3,500 headset is absolutely absurd. And it does have a couple games like Cut the Rope 2, Fruit Ninja, and a hand-tracking off-brand version of Beat Saber, but none of these games compare to what you can have on the MetaQuest 3. Hell, even the hand-tracking games are better. An even bigger thing missing from the Vision Pro is shared experiences. You do have FaceTime on it that uses the new personas, which is a process where the headset will scan your face so people can still see you while you're on FaceTime. But FaceTime's the only thing you can use with it. That was so many FaceTimes, I don't even know how many it was. I mean, comparing this to the MetaQuest 3 that has things like Big Screen where you can watch movies with your friends, or Rec Room where you can play any game that's like a Roblox with your friends, and you can even invite them to your virtual environment, and if you turn on the mixed reality mode, you can have them in your room. One of the glories of VR is being able to do shared experiences with people you've never met that could be honestly around the country. I mean, hey, take it from me, I've had some experiences with people I'll never forget, and it would have never been possible if I didn't have a MetaQuest. So, was Mark Zuckerberg right? Of course he was. I just feel there's no reason for the Apple Vision Pro to be that overpriced. I think a couple of the gimmicks are cool, but after you're done playing with them, there's not really much to do in the headset. I mean, like, you could watch like Disney Plus. Yay. I mean, don't get me wrong, it feels nice, it looks nice, it's a nice environment because of Apple, but $3,000? I mean, I paid $4,000 for mine because I got the 1TB version. Compare that to my Quest 3 that I also got the maxed out version, it was only $800. To restate, it does have futuristic aspects to it, but I just don't think for that much it's worth it. Again, like I said, there's not really any way to talk to anybody on it. I can't go to any chat rooms, I can't go to any experiences, hell, I can't even play that many games on it. So what would be the point other than the fact that it has Apple's name on it? But to be honest, I think that's what Apple wanted. Like I said, there's not much to do on it for a normal person. I think what Apple's trying to do is to get VR out there so it'll be taken serious. If you use VR, you know there's not a lot of AAA things whatsoever, meaning games like Call of Duty or just any other apps. Nobody's taking VR seriously because they don't think it's a big enough market yet. So what Apple's trying to do is to show everybody that there is actually a market for it. And the best way to do that is by adding that ridiculous price tag. It gets the name out about a new VR product, just like they did with the iPhone. So again, do I recommend the Apple Vision Pro? Absolutely not. If you want to try it though, please go to an Apple store. They'll be happy to give you a demo of it. But hey, what do you think? If you have your own opinions, please leave it in the comments. I would love to read them. Also, if you did end up liking the video, please leave a like and subscribe. It means a lot. Thank you.